Good morning, everybody. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I might remember what Blast Through and Guns and Ammo Ultimate Target Challenge looked like. This is not that. You are correct. I decided to add another game to this reaction video because it's a game that I hadn't thought about in a really long time, but a game that I also spent a ridiculous amount of time playing. And this is probably going to be a little out of sequence with the rest of the games on the list, because again, my objective was to do playthroughs and or reaction videos to games in the order in which I was exposed to them. Well, this is going to be just a little off. The PC games that I played, that I owned, I played them, I'm going to say roughly towards between the 6th grade and the 8th grade. This game, Thinking Things, I played somewhere between 4th and 6th grade. So it doesn't exactly line up with where Rayman fit into this whole thing. In fact, I probably played it even earlier than that. This was a game that we played in elementary school computer class. And I spent a ridiculous amount of time playing this game. Not just in class, but outside. Because whenever we were going to have a fundraiser or event happening at the school, my mother was involved in that. And this basically gave us unfettered access to the school, which included the computer rooms. So any games that were on the computers, we were able to play. And no, I am not doing a reaction video to Minesweeper. I did consider it. But no, we're going to start this video off with Thinking Things. And there actually are a bunch of collections for Thinking Things that I wasn't aware of. But this one appeared to have the most similarity to what I remembered growing up. So, we'll be doing our reaction to this, followed shortly thereafter by Blast Through, and then Guns and Ammo Ultimate Target Challenge. Now, I said this at the end of the last video, and I'm going to say it again now. I'm not going to get too political about it, but I feel it would be irresponsible of me to not at least address the issue of guns in the country right now. And again, I don't want to get super political. I'm going to be as plain, flat out, simple as possible. I'm a Democrat. I vote Democratic in every election. I believe in common sense gun regulation. And that's it. Okay? Any tirade I could possibly go on about this isn't going to convince anyone that's not already convinced of it. Right-wingers that might be watching this aren't going to believe a word I say or even listen to it. And left-wingers who happen to be watching this are already convinced of it. So there's really no point in me going much further than that. That being said, here's Thinking Things. Okay. I can vaguely remember this logo. And I just noticed my camera is crooked. Again! Thinking Things. Collection 1. The monkey. I remember the monkey. I remember the shapes. The angular shapes and the spheres. I remember those two in the middle. That I remember.
Welcome to Thinkin Things Collection 1.
My goodness.
Please sign in and tell us who you are.
I can vaguely remember the bird with the xylophone. God, the music. You're blowing my mind, Windows.
You go first.
Oh my God. Oranga Banga. Was it a piece of wood on a stick? Was that actually a musical instrument? Is that how that sound is generated? I thought that was a cowbell. That's cowbell up on the left. So I guess the premise of this particular minigame was to make a song by clicking on instruments in a particular order. Someone needs to do one of these with Terry Crews. Remember that Old Spice commercial with the little diodes and shit on his muscle parts that
play that
connected to the various musical instruments?
One more time.
Flame sax! Remember that shit?
No.
I think there actually was a way to go to like eatspice.com and actually do that shit. This is, I guess, sort of like a...
Your turn.
You have to mimic what he does.
Groovy.
This is good for practicing pattern recognition. Did he just say groovy?
Try playing that.
I guess this was back when groovy was still a fun thing to say. I mean, it's still a fun... It was always a fun thing to say. I just haven't had much opportunity to say groovy lately. I guess I need to watch more Evil Dead movies to move groovy back into my vernacular. Oh shit! There's a dark version? Oh shit. Take that, Elite Beat Agents.
Oh,
And there's an ad?
That nutritious bread, right? That's right, picnic family.
My god, it's John Stamos.
You can play that.
You can play that.
Yeah.
Why is this dude making me want ice cream?
Now your turn.
This ice cream place near my mother's house called Emac and Bolio's. Their mascot's a moose, and this guy is giving serious Emac and Bolio's moose vibes with his face.
Okay.
And he's clearly supposed to be an orangutan. Orangabanga. And now it's in the dark. We're hacking the system. This one's jumping straight to the review. What are you doing? What are you doing, Ling? I don't even know what's going on.
You go first.
And most of the time I don't actually pre-watch these. This is all my initial reaction to seeing these particular gameplay videos. So I really have no idea what's going to happen in any of this. And this one's about a half an hour long. And we are going to watch the whole damn thing. Credit to the content creator. I'll put the links to their channels in the description.
Goodbye.
Did you just say goodbye? That was the most ominous goodbye I've ever heard from an animated, pixelated orangutan in a PC game from the mid-90s. Oh my god, I remember hearing that. I remember hearing you could make a feathered friend. Is that what this pink bird just said? I'm inclined to say it's a she because it's pink. Oh my god, that robotic chicken just laid an egg, and it created an actual living chicken. And it clucks. Yeah, I actually don't remember this game in the slightest. I remembered the shape. Maybe this is one of the games I just never played because I thought it looked silly. Animation style here, it looks like early 90s One Saturday Morning cartoons. Make the missing bird bird. So this is another pattern recognition game. Thanks. And then they were sent into the furnace, and then the grinder where they would be made into chicken McNuggets.
Make the missing bird, please.
Why do these birds look like waffles? Are they fresh off the grill? Why do these chickens already have grill marks on them? What?
Can you make the missing bird?
Oh my god, these really have grill marks on them. What are you trying to tell me, Thinking Things?
Thanks a lot.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
What is supposed to be happening to these birds when they fall into the pit under this conveyor belt? This is the most gruesome shit.
Thank you. See ya.
Oh, those don't fall into the pit, so those must be the good chickens. Those are the ones where the rejects. Well, these are pink, and they have the waffle crisscross grill marks on them. These were made in a panini press
Thank you very much.
instead of the actual grill.
Goodbye.
Oh, these are actually running away. They know better. They know what happened to their fallen brethren. They want none of it.
Make the missing bird, please.
They want none of this. Why do those birds have berets on? They have a raspberry beret. The kind you find at the secondhand store.
See ya.
I'm gonna get a copyright claim for that from the Prince Estate.
Please make the missing bird.
See, that one's at least saying please. Unless the last one also said please and I just didn't notice.
Thank you.
Oh man.
See you later.
See, now those, they died. They're dead.
Can you make the missing bird?
These are pink and they've got grill marks. I suspect these will also fall to their death. And what kind of pattern is this that we're recognized? Find the missing bird. It's just the same bird.
See ya.
Yeah, you see, they weren't sent into the thing, so they were allowed to escape
Please make
the
missing
grisly
bird.
fate that lies beneath that conveyor belt thing. This is how Wendy's makes their chicken nuggets.
Bye now. Can you make the missing bird?
I cannot make the missing bird, and why are you green? That's another thing. I haven't seen very many naturally occurring green birds. I mean, hummingbirds, I've seen green hummingbirds, but actual green birds? Peacocks, I guess. Peacocks would have, well, they have green in their feathers. They're not
Make the
totally
missing
green.
bird, please.
I've seen totally green hummingbirds, or at the very least, their outer feathers have been green.
Thank you very much.
Those birds don't even look like they have feathers. They've been plucked and they're already pink.
Can you make the missing bird? You can make a feathered friend.
Yes, definitely stop this grisly act of butchery. Oh, we're doing the shapes. We're going to the shapes. All right. Freeze. Ooh, okay. This is looking familiar. For some reason, I have a distinct memory of playing this specific minigame, this one and the one with the other shapes, the angular shapes, in a bank. And I have no idea why. Maybe it wasn't even a bank. Maybe it was a pediatrician's office, and they just had computers in the background, you know, in the waiting area, and we were able to play Thinkin things. It was very dark. It was a very poorly lit room. There was this bank. It was around the corner from where we used to live, and this giant metal pillar. It was very dimly lit, like one of the rooms in the planetarium. And I don't even remember what kind of bank it was. Maybe it was Chemical Bank? I don't even know. But the room I was in when I played this had a very, very similar ambiance to it. What am I even looking at here? So we've put some balls up on the screen, and now we're changing the background. And the balls are changing size. We haven't touched the freeze setting yet, so we know that the changing of the size of the balls has nothing to do with the temperature in the room. Duly noted. I don't know what's happening. This is just changing the color of the background, and now we've frozen something. We hit the freeze button. I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay. Oh! Okay. So now what? Turning off the sound. Okay, now they're gone. Changing the music. Maybe the balls are supposed to move. Rugrats! Supposed to move in conjunction with the sound. The making of a Cyndi Lauper music video. Okay. This is looking familiar now. Yep. Oh, okay, you can get rid of, okay. Interesting. And now what? The fuck was that? I really like this music. Oh no, they're multiplying. Oh Jesus. What is happening? Whoa! Hello? Well, this is cool. This is something I wouldn't even mind playing now. Something I could use creatively. Rugrats! Hi! My god, it's the Joe Jackson Into the Night Stepping Out music video. It's the background score from The Golden Child. It's the deleted level from Gex. Okay. I know that song. That's an actual song. I can't remember what it's called, but I know it's an actual song. Okay. That's what this angular shaped minigame was. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck? Why does the parallelogram make a gulping sound? Ouch? What the fuck? How did they determine what shape was going to make what sound? And it functions just like the ball game. Okay. There's sort of like a dot matrix thing going on there. I guess they make the sounds whenever they impact with something. Whoa. You can make shapes. And they... Why do they make noises like that? There's a shark there. See, this kind of sound I get. Why would you make them sound like human cries of agony? Who made this game? The game was designed by Clive Barker. This is what he was doing instead of making Hellraiser sequels in the 90s. It's like, I made my movies the way I wanted to make them, and now I'm going to make a computer game where we can learn about shapes, but I'm going to make them all sound like cries of anguish. Oh, there's also going to be an assembly line of chickens that I'm going to send to a horrifying death in a pit below the conveyor belt. My Clive Barker impersonation is sounding more and more like Doug Bradley every day, and by Doug Bradley impersonation is not convincing in the slightest. I would like to apologize to Doug Bradley and Clive Barker for that horrible impersonation you all just heard. See, sounds like that make sense. This makes no sense. That made no sense. What the The what? The Toonie Loon? Is that what you just said? Oh, that's clever. The Toonie Loon. You see what they did there? Instead of saying Looney Tune, they said Toonie Loon. This is just another music game, and it's just basically just an electronic xylophone, a digital xylophone. And I wonder if it's going to be like pattern recognition, like it is with the orangutan. A more challenging version of this kind of game would be really good practice for a lot of the video games that would come out in the later years, like in the later years, in the later years, in the in the years that followed this, or even time around this. There's a lot of the level design and just boss patterns. It's all about pattern recognition and knowing where the boss is going to be and when they're going to be there, and when obstacles are going to be in different places, and being able to successfully navigate them by anticipating where things are going to be. And a game like this would be great practice for something like this. But I believe this was aimed at a much younger audience, an audience that wouldn't have been expected to necessarily play games like Mega Man X2 or even Comic Zone. And don't worry, we'll get to that fucking shit. This reminds me of that coloring game I used to play when I was little. It was basically just a color by number kind of thing. I didn't really look for, I'll say I couldn't find it. I didn't look for footage of that. I'm like, that wouldn't have been very interesting to look at. Same reason I didn't choose to do a video of Minesweeper. Oh, we've upped the ante now. Now you have to hit the little glasses without breaking them. That's the trick. Now, was there a specific order? I wasn't paying attention. Was there a specific order the Toonie Loon hit the glasses in? Or are we just, this is just sort of like a free play mode? It got stuck for a second. I had to think about it for a minute. The Toonie Loon got confused. These remind me of this series of children books I used to have. I only had maybe one or two of them. It was called Henry and Mudge. When I got the book, the first book of the series, it came with a stuffed toy, a stuffed Mudge. It was a bulldog, bull mastiff thing, and the art that was used in it reminds me very. Oh, we've gotten wood now, and are there frogs inside those? The torture does not stop with the screaming angular shapes. Now we're torturing frogs encased in a tube of wood. Oh my goodness. This is some fucked up shit. And it's not even like you're hitting the back of the wood. You're hitting the frog's face. See, the bird is hitting the logs. You're hitting the fucking frog's face. And that's abusive to animals. Computer PETA is not going to be pleased. Windows 95 PETA is not going to be pleased. Oh my goodness. They will have words. They will have words to share with thinking things. You've enslaved a loon and an orangutan to this digital prison where frogs and chickens are tortured and human souls are encased in angular colored shapes. I wouldn't be at all surprised if those weren't actually rubber bands, but the mutilated corpses of snakes dipped in paint. No, they're worms caught by the Toonie Loon, but rather than eating them like a normal animal, he decided to torture them, extend their bodies. They're still alive, because these things can regenerate. They're still alive and being stretched to extremity on this piece of wood and held in place by nails, and I'll bet they're rusty nails. This is just riveting. I have just been completely spoiled on modern video games, honestly, because if I was to try to play this now. Oh my god. Oh no. Now they're not even they have all the pretense is gone. They're just flat out smacking chickens. I don't care if those look like puffballs. I'll bet they're full of rocks. Don't tell me you're tickling the chickens. No. No, you are bashing them in their spine. In their thoracic spine. The spine behind the thorax. I know too much about human anatomy. This is disturbing. I bet they got away with it by saying, well, the pixels aren't exactly touching the chickens, so it's okay. And is this Ride of the Valkyries? No, I don't even know what this is. For some reason, for a second there, it sounded like Ride of the Valkyries. And now we're back to the xylophone again. Any questions? Yes, I have several questions for you, Toonie Loon.
Your turn. You are good at this.
Next time we can try it on actual animals.
I'm playing that.
You got big goals?
That was the most disturbing mini game I have seen so far.
Make that cheddar, bacon, bread.
And now we're playing it in the dark. It's not even done.
Good work.
That looks so fucking creepy. Why would you do that?
Once again.
Whoa. Once again. What is wrong with these people?
You're good.
Birds aren't supposed to have teeth. Look at just those bug eyes like, yes, smack the wood.
Once again.
Why does he look so fucking disturbed?
Oh, you.
Why, because he's a loon, supposed to be crazy, because that's the name of the bird, but it's also short for loony, like crazy. Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Ain't you the clever bunch?
Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn? Is it my turn to forward this shit?
I'm
Oh, we had another game. Okay, here we go.
Goodbye.
See you in your dreams. Oh god, what is this shit?
Yes, we have fribbles to meet your every need.
Oh my god, Fripples. And now we've entered the slave trade. They've got a fax machine. Even with red and spots. It's a Fripple. Fripples to go. They will happily go to a lifetime of servitude. This is like the human trafficking subplot in the Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie.
I like yellow and straight hair, please.
There's actual audio for most of this. That's good. Or potentially there could be, unless it's just a bunch of faxes that come in that give the description.
Thanks, and the luck of the Irish be with ya.
That was supposed to be Irish. Red stripes and curly hair. Okay. We got Margaret from Bob and Margaret here. What happens when she has a bastard son with Grimace? It's one of the old McDonald's commercials. Got the fax machine. I want to hear more audio. I want to hear more dialogue from the phone ordering the Fripples. I'm holding out for some audio here. Another fax. Stripes with small eyes. Alright, that one's not too bad. That one had a little bit of a challenge to it. Over the phone.
Oh, be a dear and get me a fribble. I like stripes and straight hair, please.
Okay, so what racial stereotype are we going to get from the thank you here?
Oh, darling, thank you.
Maybe that was supposed to be British. Another fax machine. But I like that one. That one wanted to keep on the screen. It makes a honky sound. Now they're all green. And I don't give a shit about the damn facts. I wanna see dialogue. No, that's it. That's it. All right, that's fine. So that was Thinking Things. That was Thinking Things. One of the most surprisingly gruesome games I have ever seen. Holy crap. And I passed on doing a reaction to fucking Bloodbath. Damn. Alright.
Welcome to Thinkin.
Welcome to Thinkin. Stop.
Embrace the chaos.
Embrace the chaos, Disney Plus and Discovery and Hulu and Boo Boo Skidootin' Dootin'. Why are there so many ads? I disagree, YouTube. Look at that, up to 80% off of Sheen. What the fuck is Sheen? Okay, so, wait, does this start from the beginning of the video? It does, yay, okay. So yeah, blast through. This I remember. And Blast Through wasn't just the Blast Through game itself. It also had some mini games. I don't know if this video is going to go into it. The video is only about 12 minutes long. Oh, but listen to that epic fucking music, man. Now we're getting into the games that I actually owned. My mom would get some of these games because she always liked puzzle games. Just something to keep herself occupied. And she always had a lot of free time. And she always liked games like this. Like, she would play, on my Sega Nomad, she would play Blue Sphere a lot. Like, you know, when you combine Sonic 1 with Sonic and Knuckles, or another game with Sonic and Knuckles that wasn't a Sonic game. And she'd play that for hours. And then when the Nomads died, which was right around this time, we got a couple of different computer games. This was really the only one that she ended up playing. She played it a lot. This game actually had a sort of level creator feature to it. It was one of the first games I had ever played that had something like that. And of course, I decided to be the most sadistic person possible. I made just a wall of indestructible bricks with only like one way through it. And that was the challenge. Like, alright, Phil, you go ahead. You beat the shit. Go ahead. I challenge you. So it's basically just Breakout, but with more bricks. And different power-ups you can get. I don't know if Breakout ever had any power-ups. I didn't really spend a lot of time to it. And one of the worst things that can happen is if you get stuck in a pattern where you're just bouncing off of the walls and you had to slide the paddle. I think that actually does happen at some point in this. I did look a little bit ahead in this video just to see if the footage was you know, good. And there's a particular part of this that it just keeps going in like sort of a triangle formation, and he just gets stuck in that loop for a little while. So, in case you couldn't tell, the orange spinny ones, those are explosive and they blow up the surrounding bricks. Those purple bricks there, those you actually take 2 hits to do stuff to, and it actually turns into an indestructible brick eventually. Oh, the music, man. I don't know how many levels they actually show here, but some of these levels got pretty crazy. Yeah, so basically when you hit those purple ones at the bottom there, that bottom row, all it does is it turns them into indestructible ones, and they were basically just for points. The only way you could get rid of them was by using something explosive, either one of those exploding bricks in the area, or the missile power-up you saw a minute ago, or there's another power-up that basically turns your ball into a flaming ball. Basically, any sort of paddle breakout-esque game had very similar power-ups to what was in this. And this was sort of the first one that I had ever played. Like, you could extend your paddle, you could shrink your paddle, you can slow down the ball, you can speed it up. There were, as you said, shrink the paddle there. I always thought that was cute. There's instant death ones in this. Those swords that you see falling, those are instant death. That shrinks your paddle completely if you grab it. That just explodes all the exploding bricks in the area at once. And some of these puzzles just got super tedious if you didn't get the right power-up at the right time. Like this one, forget it. If you never got a power-up here that would help you destroy shit, you'd be here for a very long time. But once you got it, if you got it, they usually just cascaded through if you got the right amount of power-ups. You see that shit? See the loops you get stuck in? And that just sort of expands the exploding bricks. So you just see it didn't do anything there. That multiplies the ball. Now you'll see shit just go. And that turns it into an exploding ball. So basically very similar power-ups you've seen in other games. Like Micro Breaker is another one that I played on my iPhone. Of course I had to delete it so I could make room. Now you can see you got a power up to the top, that green bar, you can barely see it. It's basically a magnet. If you hold the click down while you have that, it sort of makes it spin in place, but sort of get attracted to the paddle. So I think that's how that works. Those gray ones at the bottom just can take multiple hits. The lighter the color, the more hits they take to destroy, but they don't turn indestructible. I don't remember if there was more than 2 songs. There was the one that started it, and then there's this one here. There might have been a 3rd song, I don't remember. I think I remember when I was looking for this footage, to see if there were, like, other videos related to it, and I think I remember there being, mods to the games. Yeah, so that power up, that red one there with the brick, every time the ball hits the paddle now, it's going to lower the bricks by 1 row until it reaches a certain point. Whoa, 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 whoa. Siptopia, that's a new one. An extra life. You get an extra life. Yeah, you can barely see the top row up there. I don't know if it has to do with my formatting or what, but in the upper right, you'll see those 3 little lines. Those are your lives. What was an exploding one right there? Was it just too far away? And the objective, in case you couldn't tell, is to literally destroy everything on the screen. And I know when you get to like your last brick, they take pity on you and they'll usually drop a power-up that will either instantly blow it up or blow it up pretty quickly. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, there it is. And there's the giant mouth. And there's those question mark things. They can potentially contain the instant death item there. So I never took a chance grabbing those. Like, there was really no point. Although, no matter what you grab, you get points for it. So, like, your score will go up when you get the negative power-ups, the red power-ups. So if you were just trying to get the highest score possible, I would grab every single power-up I could, except for the swords, obviously, and the question marks. Because the question marks could potentially contain the swords. Are we going to get to see the game over screen? I want to see game over. And when they get really low like that, it's real easy to die a lot of times. There's a sword. The thing is, the sword doesn't necessarily intuitively say you're going to die. So of course, the first person that plays it, you first play this game, you're gonna grab the sword. You think, oh, there's a weapon, I can use that. Nope, you die. That makes the ball really tiny. Didn't want to extend the paddle any further. I think you can extend it at least one more time. Yep. The miles per hour signs, they either speed up or slow down the ball. The blue ones slow you down, the red ones speed you up. And I believe the only requirement was to destroy the destructible ones. You didn't have to destroy the indestructible ones. So like those purple ones that turn into yellow ones, or just the flat-out yellow ones that are just the gold bricks, those that are indestructible, you weren't expected to destroy those. And there are also invisible bricks, and I don't believe you were required to destroy those as well. Or you got the magnet, how are you failing so horribly here? You were there. All you had to do, what are you doing, dude? See, now you're stuck in a loop. What are you gonna do now? There you go. And is it gonna drop the power up now? Yep, there it goes. And that instantly destroys it. Oh, there is another song, alright. Two tiny, yeah, those are the invisible ones. The shadow bricks. Oh man. This game I spent a lot of time on. Now you see what the tiny one does. And again we got the TNT one there. And now we get to see multiple tiny balls. Oof. It just screams bloody murder when you die. Is that it? I know the video isn't that long. Did you get this like Hall of Fame thing here? That's nice. That's nice. Isn't that cute? Yep. Goodbye. Such grim fucking music. Sounds like a level in Doom. What was that?
You make self-love look easy. Put yourself on top.
Hang on one second.
Pillow top.
After an accident, don't count on the insurance company to play fair.
That insurance company
I'm being
wants to
summoned.
pay you as
Skip. Pause. Be right back. Where are you? Why are you on the floor? The music just comes flooding back to you. So, rewind that shit. Guns and Ammo Ultimate Target Challenge. This was a game that I went and bought on my own because I wanted like sort of a target shooting game thing. And this is the best thing I could find. Now this of course wouldn't be the last PC game I would get. That's actually going to be the next playthrough. But this is another one I spent a lot of time on. Guns and Ammo Ultimate Target Challenge. And it's sort of like, there was a skeet shooting minigame and a target shooting minigame. And it gave like some information on like actual guns and how they looked and how they worked. And there was some history involved in this too. Play event. And you could like win money to purchase different guns and see how they actually work. Like you had bolt action guns, you had like crank action guns, semi-automatic guns, things like that. Different guns held different amounts of ammo that you could use in the different shooting ranges. This is sort of just a shooting range game. This is the adventures of Hakuga. He's going to use the Colt Anaconda. Oh, never mind. The Colt King Cobra. The Colt Python. Interesting how these things are all named after snakes. Standard grade EAA. The Neff Lady Ultra. The Neff Ultra Mag. The Rossi Cyclops. Hey, Rossi. Maybe that's where the character's name comes from in Metal Slug. That'd be interesting. I wonder. Ruger Red Hawk. He's going to do the targets. So, again, the objective was just to hit the targets. And you had realistic sort of, like, hand movement while you were shooting. Yeah. I remember this. And there was no music to this game. All it was just the sound of the gun range. That was it. It was the sound of the gunshots in the gun range. So there's no, like, music to this at all that I can remember. It's just using the different types of guns in different scenarios. Oh, because we get to see the skeet shooting one. The skeet shooting one was fun. Uncle Mike's Combat. What does Uncle Mike's Combat mean? And you had a time limit for each one. And you had to reload. Different reloading sounds. Depending on the type of reloading you were doing. It was like a cartridge, you hear the cartridge sound. If it was one of those bolt action things, you hear the clank of the bolt. Abort! Abort mission! Taurus Model 44. This is just riveting. I thought this was going to be the highlight of the video. Turns out the highlight of the video was the sadistic computer game with the children's shapes and the screaming sounds coming out of the shapes. Yeah, and the targets just get further and further away as you progress through the game. The environments were very photorealistic. This was the closest I got to enjoying a first-person shooting experience. It was very arcade shootery-ish. I think the closer you got to hitting the middle, the more points you got. And you had a time limit for the different targets. Come on. You can do it. I believe in the heart of the cards. Bounty hunter. Big boar bounty hunter. Freedom! Ooh, that one's a cool looking gun. The North American something something. The Ruger Bearcat. There's also indoor shooting ranges that you can play through here. I think we've seen enough of the outdoor one. Let me see if he does the indoor one. It's all targets. There's no animals being shot at here. See, they do any of the indoor stuff? Because the indoor one is what I really want to see. Now we got rifles and shit with the scopes. So do the indoor one. With the targets pop in and out. Oh, skeet shooting. Okay, this I want to see. This I want to see. And now there's an ad. Jergens! You're probably underaged. They're shaped like UFOs. I'm kidding. Those are probably what clay pigeons actually look like. I was always terrible at this too. This was the closest simulation I could get to Duck Hunt when I was younger. Because Duck Hunt was basically this, but you know, without the animated dog. And the light gun. Yeah, I played this with a mouse. This was a point and click game. Now, if somebody made a light gun version of this, that would be cool. I believe there were games for the Wii, like hunting games, like Cabela's Hunting Challenge or something, for the Wii that you could use the Wii remote to play that kind of thing, but I didn't fancy the idea of playing a hunting game. No, if I'm going to kill large animals, I'm going to be using it with lightning bolts in Skyrim. Notice there's no assault rifles here. Take note, conservatives. Single shot rifles and shotguns and handguns. We don't need RoboCop's arsenal. I gotta pay attention to the ammo. It's really weird that they have a shooting range and there's a house on the other side of where you're shooting. Like, why would you do that? Why would you build your house there? Or why would you start shooting there? You are inevitably going to get a bullet all the way over there, unless they're taking into account just the spread of shotgun fire and how it will inevitably fall to the ground before it reaches as far as the house. And that's why they don't use, like, rifles there. Ah, the target range. This is the one I like. Yes, I was waiting for this. Hothpagugugugug. And here I think you could use any of the types of guns at this point. I believe you were able to use all of the guns here. You can only use certain guns in certain scenarios, but this one you were able to use, I think, any one of them that you had acquired throughout the game. Like for the skeet shooting, you were only able to use a shotgun for that. And now we're getting into our semi-automatics, and so yeah, you could use anything here. Yeah, this is where I spent most of my time. Just doing this because the targets, they pop in and out. This was definitely the most fun out of the games. I don't believe there were any targets you weren't supposed to hit. At least not in the early levels. There might have been something later on. Yeah, using a semi-automatic weapon here was probably the easiest way to beat this. But he's using the crank action one here. That's it? That's all you're doing? Boo hiss. Oh, shit. Now what? What are you doing? Oh, you're going to, like, history and shit? Yeah, this is the stuff I never really paid attention to when I was little. Like the history of the guns. I just wanted to shoot the guns. Yeah, okay. Pause to read, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Is he going to do any more shooting? It's all just history stuff he's looking at here. Yeah, you want to see this stuff, you can just click on the video yourself. You can watch the whole thing. Oh, so that was it. Alright, so that was my brief foray into the world of PC gaming. Again, there's one more game that I ended up owning on PC that I did end up beating eventually with the help of cheat codes given to me by a friend of mine from elementary school. Honestly, I probably couldn't beat it on my own. That's why we're going to be taking the easy way out. Yes, we will be playing Mega Man X3 that I owned on the PC, but I'll be playing the Super Nintendo version of the game. It actually was ported to the Sony PlayStation. I never played that port of the game. The version of the game that I played on the PC had animated cutscenes. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Had animated cutscenes before each of the Maverick fights, levels. The version I'll be playing now won't have those cutscenes, which is a shame. You would have thought the Legacy Collection would have included, legacy material like that. But in any case, next time, Mega Man X3, and may God have mercy on our souls. Later, bitches.